Oh shit, I actually want to change that to this. What's up, people? Give me a few seconds to get this situated because I thought that's what it was going to do and it did not. So give me a second. There we go. Boom. Yeah. Okay, that actually works. Let's set it up on the tripod so I ain't got to be holding this damn thing all the entire time. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Emergency. Alright, this is very, very unprofessional. I take it. My fault. Excuse me. Actually didn't have my drink first. Oh my God. Okay, so this is horrible, and also why I don't want to do lives because this is actually getting on my nerves. Because this is actually okay. Now it's echoing. All right. So hopefully everybody can see me, you can hear me, and we can go where we need to go. So hopefully, all right. Hope everything's a buck. All right, how you people doing? I really appreciate everybody showing up. Well, one of the things I want to talk about today, well, right now, is because actually it was a couple weeks ago when we saw the settlement and Larry. The settlement was the MGM Grand. MGM Grand settled with the people from the Las Vegas shooting. Now, I want to give you some ideas and numbers because the settlement totaled 800 million and maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but it was 800 million as it was rounded off. You're talking about a total of 58 people that were killed, so 58 families of people that were killed in that. And thank you, Marsh, for letting me know everything was good. And also 422 that were injured. Now, each person that was involved in this had different levels of injury. And the reason this one kind of caught my attention because it happened, I think, a day after the Amber Geiger video, and you guys remember, I hope you remember, that I did the hot tub conversation where I spoke about how I screwed that decision up because I didn't expect her to get convicted. But this one, I wanted to make sure everybody understood a couple of things because I get asked this a ton and it's aggravating because I'm going to talk about now working on contingency because I get asked that more than anything else because I'll get into that because I actually don't think people understand what that means. I really don't. I don't think they understand what that means as a whole. But I'm also going to talk about why I don't like class action lawsuits. And I'm going to give a couple of examples. And then at the end of this, I'm going to say a few things. I'm going to thank everybody that's been supporting. I'm going to ask for you to continue supporting. I'm also going to inform you of a couple of new avenues that I've actually ventured into to allow you to contribute more and we can also grow more together. So, without further ado, let's get into one of the reasons why I will never, ever, 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 ever work on a case on contingency. and how that ties into this. The law firms, because it was multiple law firms, the law firms that worked on contingency in this particular lawsuit, this class action lawsuit, what they did, they are people that pretty much bank on the fact that they have financial backers. These financial backers charge interest on money that they are lending these law firms to do the investigations, to file the paperwork, to file all the things that's necessary, to even show up in court, to even argue motions and different things of that nature. I will never do that, because since I started doing this and learning law and helping people, I started probably back in 2008. I've helped multiple people, even as recently as last year and this year. Everybody has this thing as Amadou. I have no idea who the fuck Amadou is, but Amadou is right next to Amasin. I have yet to meet Amadou or Amasin. There are even people that have an Amadou in the comment sections. Amadou and Amasins in the comments. I never received Amadou's or Amasins. I've helped people win lawsuits. I've helped people win settlements. I've helped people win money from their cases. Nobody that I have helped win a case has sent me a nickel. I will never work on contingency for anybody's case. So, yeah, get that out your mind if you ever want to ask. And if you don't like me because of that, it's cool. I'm okay with it. Because at the end of the day, I have a family, I have a life, I have responsibilities, I have shit that I would rather do to make money than to actually work on somebody's case that will not send me money. So, we're all good. Because right now, this is my free time. This is what I am doing for free. The YouTube channel is what I do for free. That is why all the money that comes to me, we get new toys, which is another MacBook, GoPro phone, multiple tripods, lenses, software for the computers, because now I have multiple computers. I have different things that allow me to come to you with precision for the most part. And I thank the people that allow the channel to grow in that manner. But as far as doing anything else, my outside ventures, my outside investments are just that, outside of this. They have nothing to do with the channel. So the things that I do on the channel and the things I do with people from the channel are just that. They are things that are done in my free time, because I do go to school. I do help with digital marketing for other people. I also play basketball, not professionally, but I play. And I'm helping friends of mine with their businesses. So again, between all of that, this is what you get. Now, when you have a law firm that's working on contingency with the financial backers that they have, it allows them to do things like at the end of your lawsuit, they charge you for everything that they have done, and they set the price for that. I'm going to say that one more time. They charge you for everything that they've done, even though they have a financial backer. They set the price that they are charging you. You can't really argue it, because most of it is stuff that cannot be, or that's not tangible. So it's not something you can put your actual finger on and say, it shouldn't cost this because it's cheaper over here. It is something that they determine and you actually agree to when you sign up for their services. Then after that, after you're charged, you then pay a quote-unquote contingency fee. The contingency fee, which is basically them working on your behalf until the settlement comes, is generally anywhere between 32% and 40%. So now, I'm gonna give you a quick example because I've talked about my McDonald's case. It was a case that I really didn't want to get too deep into because I wasn't familiar with that portion of law. So I went and spoke with a friend that was at one of the major law firms in Atlanta. And he wasn't a partner, but he does work at the law firm. He's a great guy. He does what he does. But he's a much better person at that than I am. And what's up, T-Mans? I think the public needs to learn how law and administrative codes work. However, for certain things, you really need legal. Yes, exactly. And that's what this was. Because not that it wasn't a legal means, but it was a portion of law that I did not know. So the things I talk about, you're going to pay for ignorance. I was ignorant on that portion of law. So I went to someone that was better at it because that's what they did every day. Because even when he got into criminal trouble, he hesitated not one iota to call me and say, hey, what should I do here? But that's neither here nor there. But I went to him. They went in, and I did what I was supposed to do as far as instructing him, did it in writing, doing all the good stuff. But it got to a point, and I think it was about 6 to 8 months into the lawsuit, where I was like, okay, yeah, get a number. 3 weeks later, they came back with a number. The number was $75,000. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard me say how much I've gotten back after everything was said and done. He charged me 32%. Now, I want to give you an idea. The settlement was for $75,000 because I was burned with coffee. They had legal fees. I had medical fees. I had a lot of other fees that was in. And then after those fees were taken care of, he took 32%, not of what was left, but of the $75,000, which left me with $25,000. Now, it wasn't something that was crazy because at the end of the day, it's not something that caused a quote-unquote long-term injury. I have issues like a skin issue, so it's not that much of an issue for me. But at the same time, it's why I'm going into this. Because I did that as an individual. There was another young lady that had the exact same thing happen to her with McDonald's. She went to trial. She won $4 million. She ended up settling for $300,000. So again, when she got paid was right around $180,000. You have to understand how these work. So when you're going into class actions, and one of the big ones was Wells Fargo, and my son was actually inadvertently part of that class action because he had an account with Wells Fargo. And many of you, if you don't know, what Wells Fargo did for about 3 years, they went out, they were charging people minute fees. It might have been $5 this month, $7 next month, a couple of dollars, maybe in total you probably got charged extra $400 or $500. Well, in the class action, Wells Fargo settled with, I believe it was like 400,000 people. And it was maybe, I want to say it was like a $40 million settlement. My son received a check for $3 because after all the fees, after all the other stuff, they still have their contingency. Although he was a minute party in that, and he was charged a hell of a lot more, he lost a hell of a lot more, his compensation was $3. Because just to give you the all in all, all in all is, you know, I'm gonna give y'all a TE too. This is how I took my notes for this show. And I did this about a month ago. So Y'all will get it. And also, don't be afraid of that super chat or hitting one of them donation links. That's in the description. But just to give you an idea. I wanted to give you the idea of, because I told you it was 480 people that was injured or even killed in this matter. And when you look at the overall, because I actually had a young lady that was involved in a similar situation where her and several other people, and I think in her case it was maybe 20 people that was involved in a class action. No, excuse me, because I think it was, it might have been closer to 50. I think it was right just above the amount of people that's needed for the class action. So it might have been right around 50 people. Well, in her case, because again, everybody had different levels of injury, she's one that has long-term permanent injury. And in that, because there were so many people that was given part of the settlement, they had a negotiated amount. The law firm got paid the bulk of it because they are paid to settle. I'm going to say that one more time. In a class action, the law firm is paid to settle. So when you're looking at $800 million to these multiple law firms and then to the clients, what you're not seeing is the MGM Grand probably paid an extra $300 million to be spread out over these, I think it was 3 law firms. So each law firm got a guaranteed $100 million to settle or force their clients to settle. And each one of the clients have to take parts of the fees and distracts from the $800 million. And here's how I broke it down. I want you to understand this for the most part. Because we talked about fees. An error occurred. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. Are we working? Are we back live? Hold on. You might hear an echo. Okay. It just went out on my end, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, gotta put it back up. You ready? All right. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, and where we at? Okay, and I'm going to use the example of 40%. Now, if you break down everybody getting their quote unquote fees, right? Let's say they did this individual. They got their settlement of $1.67. $1,670,000, right? Let's say each individual gets that because that is the individual breakdown. $1,670,000. Now, on a 40% contingency, you're looking at $668,000, which leaves each plaintiff with $1,115,000. Right? Now, let's say you have $200,000 in fees, which will be your investigatory fees, your filing fees, your documentation, your experts, all that good stuff. So it'll leave everybody with about $915,000. Now, see, this is why you don't do this on the napkin. Now, here's the more likely scenario. You're looking at a breakdown that the actual fees from everybody out of the 800 million being started at $200 million collectively. So that automatically breaks the settlement number down to $600 million. Right? So that's still a lot of money because it's still 480 people. Right? Still more than $1 million. Right? Here we go. Now we're looking at $240 million as the contingency, which leaves $360 million. You're like, oh, hold on. Now everybody's under $1 million. Because even starting at that number, we're $750,000 in difference if they had filed on their own versus being part of the class action. Because the one thing any defendant doesn't want to do is to go to court multiple times about the same exact action. And what nobody in a class action wants is for multiple defendants to be part of it and they're not included in the action itself. Because when you hear the term "there are no honor among thieves," nor are there between attorneys. So just keep that in mind. They're not going to share information unless they're in it together. And that's not going to often happen when you have multiple people sharing hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, when you're talking about the breakdown goes from goes from $915,000 per person to, after working in a class action, $750,000 per person. The horrible point of this is that everybody does not sustain the exact same injuries, and that's the problem. Because again, the young lady that I had the conversation with that sparked this, she even noted that her injuries, because they were life-sustaining, the settlement that she was trying to be forced into would, one, not cover her medical bills. Her current medical bills would not be covered with what she was being offered as a settlement. And then two, there was no contingency on continued care. Now, if you're putting a value on a man or woman's life, you have to look at the 58 that were killed. And if you're doing that, you have these people called insurance adjusters. And what their job is to do is to pretty much say, you know what, this person's life is worth that much, this person's life is worth that much, this person's life is worth that much. Because here's the instance. There were all types of people that were at this event when the shooting occurred. There were rich people, there were poor people, there were young people, there were old people. Now, if you have a 68-year-old millionaire, is his life worth more than an 18-year-old college student? Well, in a lot of cases, you're going to have an insurance adjuster that's going to determine that. And no matter what the case is, you're going to have somebody that has more control over what is done to you and for you than you have and what's going to continue to be happening to you. And when we're talking about this, it's making a clear decision. Do I want to not deal with the mess? Because not that I can't handle it, but is it enough for me to handle it? And if it's enough for me to handle it, am I willing to take less for it if I'm able to get the exact same outcome on my own? And those are the things that I want you to look at. Because again, when you're looking at going either class action or going it alone or by your or with an attorney as one plaintiff in a major suit, you have to look at what goes along with it, the intangibles. And these are the intangibles that I try to give you even when I'm talking about the smaller cases. And this is also one of the things that it allows for better decision making when you have more information to rely on. And today, it's actually in a video that's going up. I know you're not in Chicago. Are you from there? Oh no, I'm not in Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. I'm actually from New York. And I lived most of my life in Atlanta and Augusta, Georgia. That's, yeah, pretty much. That's stuff that you can find online for the most part. But I appreciate it. And I still want to, I've really got to start getting you guys together and getting everything done for our Sunday question and answers. Today is short, but it's one of the ones I told you I was going to do. I'm also going to do the one about the Harvard College admissions questionnaire not being racist. That happened again 2 weeks ago, as well as one that's currently in the Supreme Court, and it's a LGBTQ whatever issue, which is one that I want to go deeper into, and I want you guys engaged in it because I need the questions. Oh, and thank you 3Printer. But I need the feedback from this because I want you to understand this, because the question that's being brought up is something that will stretch not only across the LGBTQ community, but it stretches across all walks of life. Just like when I spoke about Roe v. Wade in 1, 2, and 3, I gave several different analogies to it. I gave people the actual case of it in 1. I gave an example in 2, and I gave a complete breakdown of it in 3, because most people think Roe v. Wade is just about abortions, and Roe v. Wade is about body choice. And I think each one of those breakdowns got a little deeper into it, but this is one of those where it goes into the choice of not only the person but also the business, and then also those that are working within the business. So that's one that I want engagement on. Oh, and I appreciate it, Beach Girl. But I'm probably gonna get back on later on tonight. Depends on how the weather is, because you know I like to do all this stuff outside. But lastly, I love you guys, and I want to say, if you're looking to send me something, you want to hit super chat, just send it. Don't tell me about it. If you have something that you want to do for me, because like Russell actually sent me an iPhone 11, and I appreciate it, because when he called me and asked me about it, you know, I thought he was BSing. I appreciate it. I got it. That's actually what we're shooting on today. I give him an actual shout out as a sponsor in one of the videos. It's not up. It will be up either today or tomorrow. But like I said, I'm going to try to get on again tonight. And I got it, printer. But yeah, I wanna make sure you guys are engaged and I get a chance to answer questions that you guys legitimately have. And I don't like I say, if you got something for the channel, don't tell me about it, just send it, because there's a ton of people that say, oh man, I'm gonna send you something on Friday, and I guess they didn't stipulate a Friday, so you know I'm still waiting on them Fridays. And like I said, I've had a ton of people, ooh, when I get this settlement, I'm finished. I've never seen them. Even the people that I've helped win settlements never have sent me $1. So don't tell me if you're gonna send something. Just send it. Cash App has stupid benefits. I'm actually gonna do a video regarding the benefits of Venmo because I actually got their information like 2 days ago because they're a sponsor of the channel as well. We're putting together a website. The website will have the sponsors, their benefits, and also the links you need to go to get them. And as you guys know, and if you don't have Amazon Prime, use the link to sign up for it. It's in the description, as well as Cash App, Venmo, Apple Pay, Google Pay, because I've been calling it Google Wallet, but it's Google Pay. And, you know, we're going to keep going and keep growing. I appreciate all you guys. Came late, but as always, thank you for your time and effort to educate. I appreciate you, Al. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Al. So I'm gonna try to give you guys at least an hour to 2 hour notice. I'm not sure if YouTube has actually fixed the glitch in my notifications, but you know, we're gonna try to make sure it's right. I've been doing a lot of back and forth with them the last couple of weeks, trying to get everything set up and make it like we're supposed to have it. And I've also come up with a new intro, so I hope you guys like it when you see it. If you don't, y'all need to give me some ideas. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, don't forget, you know, hit that Cash App, Apple Pay, Venmo, Google Wallet, or Google Pay. And I've got another one that I'm going to send you guys too. And it's for you people that don't like apps or want to spend money at the bank. I got something for you. And yeah, that's about it. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Talk to you soon.